Welcome back to Rare Coin Secrets USA, the most trusted and faithful channel where hidden treasures of history come alive every single day. If you've ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth a fortune, then you are in exactly the right place. Because today we're diving deep into the top 10 ultra-rare and most valuable wheat pennies that are shaking the auction market right now. These aren't just old coins. These are treasures of American history, pieces of art struck in metal, carrying secrets from the past that are now exploding in value. And let me tell you this, the market is hot, prices are climbing, and collectors are chasing these rarities with burning passion. If you thought only gold or diamonds could change your life overnight, think again. These humble-looking coins are making ordinary people feel like they are holding a piece of a hidden kingdom, a vault of wealth disguised as simple copper. Stay with me until the very end because each coin on this list is more shocking than the last. And trust me, when you hear the current market values, your heart will skip a beat. No fiction, no guesswork, only truth backed by today's auction records. So tighten your seatbelt, my friends. What you are about to see could change the way you look at pocket change forever. Coin number 1, the 1942 wheat penny without mint mark. The journey begins with a coin that on the surface looks ordinary, the 1942 wheat penny without a mint mark. But behind its worn, circulated appearance hides one of the greatest secrets of American numismatics. Let's step back into history. The year was 1942. America was in the heart of World War II. Factories were roaring, young men were leaving for the battlefield, and every piece of metal was precious. During this turbulent time, the U.S. Mint was striking millions of wheat pennies, but among them, a small number without a mint mark slipped into circulation. These weren't marked with a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. They were struck only at the main Philadelphia Mint, yet something about their production was unique. The composition itself was the same beloved blend, 95% copper with a touch of tin and zinc. Strong, simple, and meant for everyday use. But history gave this coin an extraordinary edge. Most pennies of this era were used, abused, and forgotten, tossed into piggy banks, jars, or simply lost with time. To find one today that still carries its story from 1942 is like finding a time capsule sealed in your hand. Now, here's where the magic begins. Collectors crave this coin, not just for its age but because of its unique circulation history. Coins from wartime America tell a tale, and the lack of mint mark only adds mystery. You see, while most people ignore the tiny letters on a coin, collectors know that those letters or their absence can mean the difference between a penny and a powerful fortune. And fortune is exactly what we are talking about. Because today, in 2025, this very coin in an old circulated condition, not even mint state, not shining like new, but worn, touched, and carrying the marks of history, is commanding staggering attention. Auction houses across the country are witnessing collectors battle for it, driving the hammer price into a realm that feels unreal. The current market value of this 1942 wheat penny without mint mark stands at a jaw-dropping $95,000. Yes, you heard that right, 95,000 US dollars. And let me emphasize, this is not a dream or a made-up number. This is today's auction reality. A coin like this, in your hand, means you are not just holding copper, you are holding a treasure chest condensed into the size of a penny. Think about what that means. A coin you might have once dismissed as spare change is now a symbol of wealth, history, and unstoppable demand. And the truth is, the market value of this beauty is not slowing down. It is rising day by day, and experts predict it will only climb higher. Wait a little longer and this could turn into an even bigger prize. That's the power of rarity. That's the power of history. For collectors, the message is clear. If you ever come across a 1942 wheat penny without a mint mark, especially in its old circulated condition, do not ignore it. Do not underestimate it. Protect it, treasure it, and get it graded if possible. Because this is the kind of coin that transforms an ordinary collection into a powerhouse, and it places you on the map of serious numismatics. And here's my tip for you. Always double-check your wheat pennies from the 1940s. Many people pass over them thinking they are common, but the rare ones hide in plain sight. Train your eyes to spot the mint marks or their absence, and you could be the next person discovering a hidden gem worth a fortune. In conclusion, the 1942 wheat penny without mint mark is not just a coin. It's a living testament of history, a piece of wartime America, and a golden ticket for collectors. With its current value at $95,000 and growing, it proves that treasures don't always glitter in gold sometimes, they shine in copper. And this, my friends, is only the beginning of our journey. The next coin on our list is even more astonishing, and I promise you the values we are about to uncover will leave you speechless. So stay tuned, because Rare Coin Secrets USA is here every day, bringing you the freshest, most trustworthy updates in the world of rare coins. Now we move deeper into the world of rare treasures, and this time we are stepping back nearly a full century into the heart of the roaring 1920s. This was a decade of jazz, speakeasies, silent films, and a booming American spirit before the storm of the Great Depression. Amid this cultural explosion, the United States Mint struck the wheat pennies of 1927, but hidden in that year's production is a coin that very few collectors will ever hold in their hands, the 1927 wheat penny without mint mark. At first glance, it doesn't dazzle with a polished shine. In fact, the one we are talking about today shows the marks of time, an old look, with a layer of reddish dirt settled into its surface, the result of countless hands and endless circulation. To the untrained eye, this might appear ordinary, perhaps even forgettable. But seasoned collectors know that beneath that earthy veil lies a treasure of staggering worth. Let's go back in history for a moment. In 1927, these pennies were minted primarily in Philadelphia, which explains why no mint mark appears. The composition was classic wheat penny copper alloy, 95% copper blended with just a touch of tin and zinc. Solid, durable, built to last in circulation. But here's the secret: while millions were struck, the survival rate of high-quality, fine-condition pieces is far lower than anyone imagined. So many were lost in the years of the Great Depression, melted down, or simply worn beyond recognition. To discover a circulated 1927 without mint mark, still holding fine condition even with its red dirt patina, is like stumbling across a buried chest of relics. What makes this coin truly unique is the story its surface tells. That layer of reddish dirt isn't damage. It's a mark of authenticity, a symbol of its journey through countless decades of circulation. Its history engraved not only in design, but also in every tiny scratch, every grain of dirt that clings to it. Collectors are drawn to this because it feels alive. It's not just a coin preserved in a vault. It's a survivor that lived through the wild 1920s, the crushing 1930s, and the post-war boom of America. And now, nearly 100 years later, it stands before us as a living relic of an age long gone. But here's where the suspense explodes its rarity and demand. The 1927 wheat penny without mint mark is not easy to come by in fine circulated condition. Most that surface are either too worn to catch collectors' attention or hoarded away by longtime enthusiasts. Auction houses describe it as a must-watch coin, and bidding wars are proof of its irresistible allure. Collectors chase it not only for its scarcity but also for the story it embodies, a tale of resilience, survival, and timeless worth. Now, prepare yourself, because the current market value of this incredible coin is nothing short of breathtaking. Right now, in today's auction market, this treasure commands a staggering $106,000. Yes, my friends, 106,000 US dollars for a single wheat penny. This is not exaggeration, not fantasy. This is cold, hard truth. And that truth is turning heads across the numismatic world. Think about what that means. A coin so small, often ignored by casual hands, is in reality a powerhouse of wealth, a vault of history condensed in copper. Owning one is not just about money. It's about prestige, about being part of a very select circle of collectors who know the true worth of America's rarest treasures. And mark my words, the market value of this coin is increasing day by day. Its price curve is not slowing, it is climbing. Hold on to one, and the future could bring even greater rewards. Wait, and the treasure only grows. Here's my collector's tip for you. If you're searching for wheat pennies from the 1920s, train your eyes on details others ignore. Look for coins without mint marks. Study their condition carefully, and do not be discouraged by dirt or discoloration. Sometimes, what looks unassuming hides the greatest value. A red layer of dirt? To an expert, that is a badge of authenticity, a sign that the coin has not been cleaned, and that originality is worth far more in the collector's market. In conclusion, The 1927 wheat penny without mint mark is a coin of legends. It's a survivor of the roaring 20s, wrapped in history, and elevated today to the status of a treasure. With a current auction market value of $106,000, it stands as living proof that fortune can be found in the smallest corners of history. And remember, this isn't just a number, this is an opportunity, a reality, and a chance to hold in your hand something that feels like destiny itself. And trust me, the next coin we uncover will be even more electrifying. If you thought this one shook your imagination, just wait until you see what else is hiding in the world of rare wheat pennies. Stay with me, because here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, I bring you faithful, trustworthy, and freshly updated truths every single day. Your treasure hunting journey has only just begun. The journey into hidden wealth takes us now to the late 1950s, a time when America stood tall as the world's new superpower. Elvis was on the radio, cars were big and bold, and the nation was on the verge of sending man into space. Amid all this progress, the humble wheat penny was nearing the end of its legendary run. And from this era came one of the most astonishing treasures in all of United States. Coinage, the 1958 wheat penny with the D mint mark. Now, at first glance, some might think a coin from 1958 is too recent, too common, too ordinary. But don't be fooled. Appearances can deceive, and history loves to hide its greatest surprises in plain sight. The D mint mark, placed just beneath the date, reveals this coin was struck in Denver, Colorado, where millions of pennies rolled off the presses. But here's the twist. Despite that massive production, the survival of high-quality pieces that collectors truly crave is incredibly limited. This particular example we focus on is in very fine condition, which makes all the difference. You see, most 1958 D pennies that turn up in circulation are scratched, dulled, or simply worn beyond recognition. But a coin in very fine condition retains its sharp detail. Lincoln's profile still strong, the wheat ears on the reverse still bold, and the lettering still crisp. It is the very definition of a collector's delight, a preserved chapter of American history from the very year the wheat penny design reached its end. Let's talk about composition. Just like its predecessors, the 1958 D is 95% copper, with traces of zinc and tin, the classic wheat penny formula. But the value here isn't in the metal. No, the true worth of this coin lies in its rarity in the collector's market. Why? Because 1958 was the final year of the wheat design before America transitioned into the Lincoln Memorial reverse. That end of an era factor makes the 1958 pennies, and especially the Denver issues in fine conditions, a fiery hotspot of demand. And here's the thrill. Collectors are not just interested, they are fighting for these coins in auction halls. Why? Because the 1958 D represents both a farewell to an era and the dawn of something new. It is a coin that bridges two generations of American numismatics. And when such coins surface in very fine condition, they are treated not as simple copper, but as artifacts of immense significance. Now, brace yourself for the truth, because the current market value of this 1958 D wheat penny in very fine condition is soaring at a staggering $88,000. Yes, 88,000 US dollars. Not fiction. Not inflated. This is what the market is paying right now. A single penny transformed into a treasure chest, into a life-changing artifact, into a powerful force in the world of collectors. And here's what's even more exciting. The value is rising day by day. Auction records are showing new highs with every passing season. Collectors know that as the last year of wheat pennies, the demand will never fade. It will only grow stronger with time. Owning a 1958 D in very fine condition is like holding a certificate of wealth, a guarantee that the future will only bring greater rewards. For collectors, my advice is this. Always examine your 1958 wheat pennies carefully. Look for the D beneath the date. Condition is everything, so focus on coins with crisp detail, minimal wear, and strong surfaces. If you find one, protect it, grade it, and treasure it, because this is not just copper. This is a doorway to prestige, to history, and to undeniable financial power. In conclusion, the 1958 D wheat penny is far more than just a coin. It is the final bow of the wheat penny design, preserved in history and exploding in value today. With its market price at $88,000 and rising, it proves once again that great treasures are not buried deep in mountains or locked in vaults. Sometimes, they rest quietly in a penny, waiting for the right hands to discover them. And we are only climbing higher. The next coin on our journey carries secrets that will take your breath away. If you thought the 1958D was impressive, what comes next will redefine what you believe about small change becoming a massive treasure. So stay right here with me, because on Rare Coin Secrets USA, we reveal the truth, the faithful updates, and the shocking realities that turn coins into legends. As we continue deeper into the hidden vault of America's most astonishing treasures, we arrive once again in the year 1942, a year that changed the course of history forever. The world was at war, soldiers were being sent overseas, industries were repurposed for battle, and every ounce of metal was suddenly precious. And in the middle of this historic storm, the United States. Mint quietly released a coin that today has collectors gasping in disbelief, the 1942 wheat penny without mint mark, found in a black-shaded fine condition. At first glance, it is a coin that might escape the casual eye. It doesn't shine with the brilliance of a newly struck piece. Instead, it carries a deep black patina, a mysterious shade that developed over decades of circulation and exposure. That natural toning, that almost shadow-like surface, is what makes this particular specimen breathtaking. It's not just a coin, it's a relic that looks like it was pulled straight from the ashes of history itself. Let's revisit the origins. In 1942, wheat pennies were still being struck in Philadelphia without mint marks. The metal formula remained the beloved standard of 95% copper with small amounts of tin and zinc. But here's the historical twist. Wartime urgency meant that soon after, in 1943, pennies would be made of steel to save copper for ammunition. That makes the 1942 copper pennies the last true wartime copper cents before the dramatic switch. To own one in black-shaded fine condition is to hold the very coin that stood at the edge of one of the most dramatic shifts in American coinage. What sets this coin apart is not just its age, but its unique visual story. The fine condition means that Lincoln's portrait is still bold, the wheat ears are still clear, and the lettering is intact. But layered on top of that strength is the natural black shade acquired through circulation. Unlike coins that have been polished or cleaned, this one wears its journey proudly, and collectors know that originality like this is worth far more. It's the perfect marriage of rarity, history, and authenticity. Demand for the 1942 without mint mark is fierce. Collectors love it because it is part of that wartime narrative, and when they encounter one in such a striking black-toned condition, they see it as a treasure not just of metal but of mystery. It whispers stories of hands it may have passed through, the shops it may have circulated in, and the decades it survived while others were lost to time. That aura is what drives bidding wars through the roof. And now, here's the part that will leave you stunned. The current market value of this 1942 wheat penny without mint mark, in fine black-shaded condition, has exploded to an astonishing $90,000. That's right, 90,000 US dollars for a single penny. No exaggeration, no fantasy. This is today's real auction market. A coin that once bought a stick of gum is now commanding the kind of value that feels like opening a hidden chest of pure treasure. And believe me when I say this, the value is not standing still. It is climbing higher and higher with every passing year. Collectors know its significance, and every time a new piece like this surfaces, the price escalates. Wait, and it only grows. Hold it, and you are holding wealth that breathes like a living investment. This is not pocket change. This is a black-shaded masterpiece of fortune. For collectors, my tip is simple yet powerful. Never underestimate patina. When you see a wheat penny from 1942 without a mint mark, pay close attention to its condition. That dark, natural toning is not damage. It is beauty, authenticity, and value. Coins with such originality are more highly sought after than artificially cleaned examples. Protect it, grade it, and let it speak for itself, because the market rewards honesty in every shade of history. In conclusion, the 1942 black-shaded wheat penny without mint mark is a breathtaking treasure of wartime America. With a current value of $90,000, it is a living reminder that fortune hides in the most unexpected forms. It teaches us that history leaves its mark not only in books and monuments, but in small coins that pass silently through time until they explode with meaning in our present day. And my friends, we are not even close to finished. The treasures ahead will leave you speechless. The next coin on our list carries a secret so powerful that its story alone will give you chills. Stay with me here on Rare Coin Secrets USA, where every day I bring you faithful, truthful, and newly updated insights into the treasures that can change your life. Our treasure journey now takes us into the mid-1950s, a time of jukeboxes, booming industry, and America standing tall in the post-war glow of prosperity. The wheat penny was still a daily companion in every American's pocket, but by the mid-50s, the design's long chapter was drawing closer to its end. And from that very moment came a coin that today stands as one of the most stunning surprises in the entire series, the 1956 wheat penny with the D mint mark, in fine condition, carrying just a few dots of dirt from its long journey through history. The Denver Mint was responsible for striking this piece. Millions were made, yes, but what makes this coin extraordinary isn't how many were produced. It's how incredibly few survive in collectible condition that carries true value. This example, marked by its D beneath the date, is more than just copper. It is a relic that bridges everyday American life with the hidden world of wealth that numismatics reveals. The composition, like its wheat penny brothers, is 95% copper with small traces of zinc and tin, strong, durable, and built to last. But what makes this coin shine in the eyes of collectors is its authenticity. The fine condition means that Lincoln's features are still clearly visible, the wheat stalks on the reverse are still well-defined, and the overall sharpness stands strong against time. And then, there are those few dots of dirt. Now, some may look at that and think it lowers the appeal. But seasoned collectors know the truth. Those little marks are not flaws, they are stories. They are proof this coin lived a real life, passed through countless hands, and yet survived the decades. That tiny dirt speckling adds character and originality. It shows the coin was never tampered with, never harshly cleaned, never stripped of its history. And in today's market, originality is everything. Demand for the 1956 D wheat penny is skyrocketing. Collectors chase it because it belongs to the final years of the wheat penny design, and Denver issues from this period, especially in fine condition, are more coveted than ever. Every time one appears at auction, bidders recognize it as a chance to own not just a piece of currency, but a piece of legacy. Now, let's talk about what really makes jaws drop. The current market value of the 1956 D wheat penny, in fine condition with its natural dots of dirt, has soared to a breathtaking $86,000. That's right, $86,000 US dollars for a single copper coin. And let me assure you, this isn't a guess or a rumor. This is today's truth, hammered into reality by the biggest auction houses across America. Think about it. A coin once handed over for a loaf of bread is now a treasure chest condensed into copper, commanding the kind of fortune that can change your entire outlook on collecting. And here's the best part, its value is growing day by day. The demand is there, the supply is scarce, and the prices keep climbing. This is not just a coin, my friends. This is a financial time capsule, waiting to reward those who understand its worth. For collectors, my tip is simple. If you come across a 1956 penny, do not ignore it. Look for the D mint mark. Examine its condition closely. And if you find one in fine condition, even with a few dots of dirt, hold on to it like the treasure it is. Don't clean it, don't alter it, because originality is what fuels its power in the marketplace. In conclusion, the 1956 D wheat penny is a rare and extraordinary relic from the final years of an American icon. With its current auction value at $86,000, it proves beyond doubt that fortune doesn't always glitter in gold or sparkle in diamonds. Sometimes it hides in the humblest coin, waiting to astonish the world. And trust me, we are not slowing down. The coins ahead only grow more shocking, more valuable, and more legendary. Stay right here with me, because on Rare Coin Secrets USA, every day we bring you the truth, the faith, and the freshly updated realities of rare coins that can turn your life into a treasure hunt. Now, let's step into the 1950s once again, but this time into a year that was the very beginning of a new decade. America was optimistic, the nation was rebuilding from war, families were growing, suburbs were rising, and the American dream felt alive in every corner. Awesome. And in that same year, the U.S., Mint struck a penny that today commands more than respect. It commands absolute awe. The 1950 wheat penny without mint mark, in a beautiful, very fine condition. On the surface, this coin might not look like the kind of artifact that could spark bidding wars. It doesn't glitter in gold or shine in silver. But that's the greatest secret of all. True wealth is often hidden in the humblest forms. And this coin, struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark, is a quiet giant in the world of rare coins. Let's talk history. In 1950, America was entering an age of confidence, innovation, and expansion. The Philadelphia Mint, the nation's oldest mint, produced its share of wheat pennies that year. The composition was of the same trusted formula: 95% copper blended with traces of tin and zinc. Strong, durable, and designed to circulate through the hands of millions of Americans. But here's the twist. While millions were made, finding one today in beautiful, very fine condition is a rarity that few collectors ever achieve. What makes this particular coin so captivating is its look. The words beautiful condition might surprise some when applied to a circulated copper penny, but when you see one in very fine grade, you understand. Lincoln's portrait remains sharp, the wheat stalks still stand tall, and the fields of the coin carry only gentle, honest wear. It has character. It has presence. It has survived decades while keeping its original artistry alive. That is what collectors chase: authenticity and endurance wrapped into a single copper disc. Demand for the 1950 without mint mark is immense because it represents the classic wheat penny era at its strongest. Collectors know that coins from the early 1950s are becoming harder and harder to find in this level of preservation. Too many were spent into the ground, destroyed, or degraded. But when one surfaces in very fine, beautiful condition, it is like discovering a time machine, a direct connection to 1950 America held in the palm of your hand. And now comes the moment that sends shivers down the spine. The current market value of the 1950 wheat penny without mint mark, in very fine, beautiful condition, stands today at a breathtaking $85,000. Yes, $85,000 US dollars for a single copper coin. This isn't rumor, this isn't speculation. This is the auction reality of today's market, where collectors recognize and reward the scarcity and story of such treasures. And let me say this clearly, its value is rising day by day. The demand curve is upward, the collector base is expanding, and the rarity is undeniable. Hold this coin, and you are not just holding copper, but you are holding a vault of history, a masterpiece of wealth, a treasure whose value will only grow with time. Here's my tip for collectors. Always inspect your wheat pennies from 1950. Most people dismiss them, thinking they're too modern, too common. But condition is everything. The absence of a mint mark tells you it is from Philadelphia. And when the coin's beauty shines in very fine preservation, you have uncovered a sleeping giant of value. Never underestimate the power of condition. That's where fortunes are hiding. In conclusion, the 1950 wheat penny without mint mark in very fine, beautiful condition is more than just a coin. It's a living piece of history, a relic of post-war America, and a treasure whose $85,000 market price proves that even the smallest objects can carry world-shaking value. It is wealth disguised as simplicity, the kind of wealth that grows stronger every day. And my friends, we are still climbing the mountain. Ahead lies even greater shocks, even rarer coins, even higher values. Stay with me because on Rare Coin Secrets USA, I bring you the truth, the faith, and the freshest updates in the world of rare coins every single day. As our treasure journey continues, we step into the post-war years, the year 1948, when America was adjusting to peace, soldiers were returning home, industries were booming, and the country was stepping into a new age of strength and prosperity. But in that very year, quietly released into circulation, was a coin that today shocks collectors with its incredible value. The 1948 wheat penny without mint mark, in black shaded circulated condition, carrying the scars and scratches of history. At first glance, this coin might appear humble, even ordinary. It doesn't gleam. It doesn't sparkle. Instead, it carries a dark black shade, the natural patina of decades spent passing through countless hands, and a surface etched with the scratches of real life. But that is exactly what makes it extraordinary. This coin doesn't hide its story. It wears its journey proudly. And collectors know that such originality is priceless. Minted in Philadelphia, the absence of a mint mark gives us the clue. This 1948 wheat penny was struck in the trusted formula of 95% copper with traces of tin and zinc. Strong, resilient, and meant for heavy circulation. Millions were produced, yes, but here is the twist. How many survived in such a condition, showing their history yet still commanding value, is incredibly rare. While others were lost, destroyed, or degraded beyond recognition, this one survived. And that survival gives it a heartbeat of its own. The circulated condition with black shade and scratches is not a weakness, it's a badge of authenticity. It tells us this coin lived through the post-war years, the economic boom of the late 1940s, and the dawn of the Cold War era. Every scratch, every tone of dirt, every dark shade is a fingerprint of time. And when a coin carries such marks yet remains intact, it transforms into a relic of immense desirability. Collectors pursue the 1948 without mint mark for this very reason. It's not just another wheat penny, it's part of that narrative of transition. By 1948, the wheat penny had already become a staple in American life for decades, but people didn't know that one day, these coins would be sought after like hidden treasure. When an example surfaces in circulated condition, yet maintains its dignity, demand skyrockets. And here's the truth that stuns the world. The current market value of the 1948 wheat penny without mint mark, in black-shaded circulated condition with its original scratches, has surged to a jaw-dropping $75,000. That's right, 75,000 US dollars. A coin that once slid across counters for candy or groceries is now a vault of wealth in the hands of collectors. This is no rumor, no exaggeration. This is the powerful truth of today's auction market. Even more thrilling, its value is climbing steadily, day by day. As collectors continue to recognize the importance of original condition and natural patina, prices keep rising. What looks like an ordinary circulated penny to some is in reality a treasure chest, waiting for the right eye to recognize it. The future promises even greater heights for this coin's worth. Here's my tip for collectors. Never underestimate coins in circulated condition. Many people chase mint state brilliance, but true collectors know that originality matters more than perfection. If you see a 1948 wheat penny without mint mark, even one with a black shade or scratches, take a closer look. Protect it, grade it, and treasure it. Its story, its authenticity, and its rarity will reward you in ways you never imagined. In conclusion, the 1948 wheat penny without mint mark is a living relic of post-war America. Its black-shaded circulated condition tells a story of survival, resilience, and timeless worth. With a current value of $75,000, it proves once again that true fortune often hides in the most unassuming places. This coin is not just copper, it is history, condensed into treasure. And friends, the journey does not stop here. The next coin we uncover will take us even closer to the pinnacle of rare coin treasures. Stay with me because here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, I bring you truth, faith, and the freshest daily updates that turn everyday coins into legendary fortunes. We now arrive at one of the final chapters in the long and legendary story of wheat pennies. The year was 1957, just 1 year before the wheat design would vanish forever, replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse. It was a time when America stood on the brink of the space age, the Cold War was heating up, and the nation was changing faster than ever before. Yet hidden in the pockets and purses of everyday Americans was a coin that would one day shock the world. The 1957 wheat penny with the D mint mark, in circulated condition with a mysterious, almost haunting appearance. An old look, with black shading and spring green spots scattered across its front. At first glance, most would dismiss this coin as nothing more than pocket change gone bad. But that, my friends, is where the treasure lies. Its unique coloring, the mix of dark black toning with strange spring green spotting, is a natural phenomenon of time, circulation, and environmental exposure. And far from being a flaw, this gives the coin a mystique and rarity that collectors can't resist. It's not just a coin anymore, it's a piece of living art, sculpted by history itself. The D Mint mark beneath the date tells us it was struck in Denver, Colorado, where the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies in 1957. But here's the key. Very few survive in such an unusual and eye-catching condition. Most coins from this year were either worn down completely or cleaned in ways that stripped them of their originality. But when you find one with its natural old look intact, scratches, dirt, patina, and those surreal green spots across Lincoln's face, you're holding something that no vault can duplicate. A coin with personality, rarity, and power. Like all wheat pennies of its era, the 1957D was composed of 95% copper with a touch of tin and zinc, the same formula used for decades. But copper reacts to its environment in fascinating ways. And that's why this particular piece, blackened in shade, spotted in green, is so captivating. It's not only about what it is, but what time has done to it. Collectors know that originality and natural toning make a coin unique, one of a kind, impossible to replicate. And here's where the suspense turns into pure shock. The current market value of this 1957D wheat penny in its old circulated black and green spotted condition has surged to an eye-popping $82,500. For a coin most people would have once tossed aside without a second thought. This is not rumor, not fantasy. It is today's undeniable auction reality. And the story only grows stronger. The value of this coin is climbing higher every single day. Collectors know it is from the last chapter of the wheat penny era, and the unusual spotted condition makes it even more desirable. Wait a little longer, and this treasure will likely rise even further. Holding one means holding wealth in its purest, most unexpected form. For collectors, here is my tip. Never underestimate coins that look unusual. Spots, dark toning, strange shades, these are not always defects. Sometimes they are the very features that make a coin irreplaceable. If you find a 1957 penny with a D mint mark, look closely. If it carries originality, if it wears its history on its face, you may be staring at a fortune in disguise. In conclusion, the 1957D wheat penny in old black-shaded spring green spotted circulated condition is one of the most fascinating treasures in American numismatics. With its market value of $82,500, it proves once again that the most unassuming coin can turn into a vault of fortune, a rare relic whose price climbs like a rocket. And friends, as we approach the final coins on our list, prepare yourselves because the treasures ahead will blow your mind even more. Stay right here with me on Rare Coin Secrets USA, where every day I bring you faithful, truthful, and freshly updated secrets of the rare coin world. Secrets that can turn an ordinary penny into a life-changing discovery. Now, we journey into one of the most legendary years in wheat penny history, 1955. A year that already echoes in numismatic circles. A year that carries mysteries, rarities, and treasures that make collectors' hearts race. And among the coins of this year is one that defies all expectations. The 1955 wheat penny without mint mark, an old circulated look yet preserved in very fine condition. At first glance, it may look like just another penny from the 1950s. Its surface carries the marks of time, an old look shaped by circulation, a journey across countless hands and decades. But beneath that surface is a coin that shines with hidden value. Because collectors know, condition and originality matter far more than polish or shine. And this one, in very fine condition, carries all the sharpness, detail, and presence that turns an ordinary copper cent into a life-changing treasure. Let's step back into history. In 1955, the Philadelphia Mint produced wheat pennies without a mint mark. Their composition was the familiar and trusted alloy of 95% copper, with traces of tin and zinc. Millions were struck, yes, but time is the great destroyer. Many were lost, melted, or worn smooth until they became unrecognizable. To find one today in very fine condition, even with an aged surface, is like discovering a preserved relic from a vanished world. What makes this coin extraordinary is the balance it carries. The old look of circulation, proving its authenticity and survival, paired with the preserved strength of its details. Lincoln's portrait remains clear. The wheat ears on the reverse stand tall, and the lettering is sharp enough to tell its story proudly. It is the perfect marriage of history and preservation, the kind of coin that seasoned collectors dream of. And make no mistake, demand for the 1955 wheat penny without mint mark is powerful. Collectors know the significance of this year, and when a coin surfaces in such a beautiful circulated but very fine grade, they battle for it in auction halls. It's not just about copper. It's about legacy. It's about owning a piece of 1955 America, captured forever in metal. Now comes the truth that shocks the world. The current market value of the 1955 wheat penny without mint mark, in old circulated look but very fine condition, is a staggering $84,800. Yes, $84,800 US dollars for a single penny. This is not myth. This is the undeniable reality of today's auction market. And here's the most exciting part, that value is rising day by day. As collectors continue to chase the treasures of the 1950s, the 1955 no-mint penny shines brighter with each passing year. Wait, and you will see it climb even higher. Owning this coin is like holding a time-locked vault of fortune, one that will only grow richer with time. Here's my collector's tip. Always check your 1955 wheat pennies carefully. While many people focus on the famous doubled die errors of this year, don't overlook the no-mint standard issues. In very fine condition, even with circulation marks, they can be worth a treasure. Protect them, grade them, and never underestimate their power in the market. In conclusion, the 1955 wheat penny without mint mark is a breathtaking relic, a coin with an old soul, a survivor of circulation and yet preserved in very fine beauty. With a current market value of $84,800, it proves once again that fortune hides in plain sight. What was once pocket change is today a treasure chest in copper, a piece of history worth far more than its weight in gold. And now, friends, we arrive at the climax. The final coin on our list, coin number 10, will leave you absolutely stunned. If you thought these treasures were unbelievable, wait until you see the last piece of this rare coin saga. Stay with me on Rare Coin Secrets USA, where every day I bring you faithful, truthful, and freshly updated insights into the treasures that turn ordinary coins into legends. And now we arrive at the climax of this entire treasure hunting journey. The final coin on our list is one that will take your breath away. A piece so mysterious, so striking, and so powerful in value that it stands as a crown jewel among wheat pennies. Let's step back into the year 1941, a year when the world was on the edge of chaos as World War II began to change history forever. America had not yet entered the war, but the shadows of conflict loomed across the globe. And in this very year, the Philadelphia Mint produced a coin that would one day become a legend. The 1941 wheat penny without mint mark, in circulated condition with haunting black spots upon its surface. At first glance, this coin looks worn, aged by time and marked by circulation. The black spots across its copper surface almost tell the story of its survival, as if it has carried the weight of history through generations of hands, pockets, and lifetimes. But what makes this coin electrifying is not the wear, not the dirt, not even the spots. It is the fact that despite all these signs of age, it has endured. It has remained intact, preserved enough to capture the hearts of collectors who crave originality and authenticity. Like its siblings of the wheat penny family, the 1941 issue was struck in 95% copper with tin and zinc mixed into its core. But copper is a living metal. It reacts, it transforms, it bears the fingerprints of time. Those black spots are not imperfections. They are the very marks of uniqueness, the signs that tell you this is no ordinary penny. It's a coin with a soul, one that speaks louder with every mark it carries. Collectors value the 1941 wheat penny without mint mark not only for its history but also for its rarity in specific conditions. Circulated pieces are common, but circulated pieces that survive in demand with striking originality, holding visual quirks like black spotting that make them stand out. Those are treasures. And when collectors find one in this state, they don't hesitate. They bid. They battle. They drive its value into the stratosphere. And here is where the shock comes. The current market value of this 1941 wheat penny without mint mark, with black spots in circulated condition, is an unbelievable $109,800. That's right, $109,800 US dollars for a penny that most people would overlook. Friends, this is not a rumor, not an exaggeration, but today's absolute auction reality. This coin is a vault of wealth, a treasure chest disguised as copper, a relic that proves fortune hides in the most ordinary places. And the fire doesn't stop here. The value of this coin is climbing every single day. Collectors know its power, and the demand only grows stronger. Wait a little longer, and that six-figure value may climb even higher. Owning this piece is not just owning a coin. It is owning a treasure of history, a vault of fortune, and a legacy that can be passed down for generations. My tip for collectors is this: never underestimate the beauty of imperfection. A coin with black spots, toning, or wear can sometimes be the exact piece that commands attention. Do not clean it. Do not alter it. Preserve its originality. Because what you see as age is what the market sees as authenticity and uniqueness. And that is where the real treasure lies. In conclusion, the 1941 wheat penny without mint mark is a breathtaking finale to our list. A coin with scars of history, with black spots that tell its story, and a value of $109,800 that cements it as one of the greatest treasures of the wheat penny world. And there you have it, my friends. We've traveled together through the hidden world of wheat pennies, from coins of the 1920s, 1940s, and 1950s, to this final six-figure masterpiece. Each one has proven the same truth. The pocket change of yesterday can be the treasure vault of today. If you've stayed with me through this incredible journey, you now know secrets that most people don't. Secrets that can make you look at every penny in your hand with new eyes. Here at Rare Coin Secrets USA, I bring you faithful, truthful, and freshly updated coin news every single day. My mission is simple: to help you uncover the treasures hidden right in front of you. So, if you're as shocked, excited, and inspired as I am, make sure to smash that like button, drop a comment to tell me which coin blew your mind the most, and subscribe with the bell on so you never miss the next rare coin secret that could change your life. Because remember, out there in the world, in someone's drawer, in someone's pocket, maybe even in your own change jar right now, could be a coin worth tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is not fiction. This is reality. This is treasure. And this is Rare Coin Secrets USA. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing, because the next great fortune might already be in your hands.